So they will be talking to us later on as we proceed, but it's important that I recognize them. I also want to recognize all the chief administrative officers that we have in the building. Can we have the chief administrative officers recognized? Very wonderful. We have the honorable speakers of local governments, district local government. We're delighted to have you. Then we have our partners. We have Maruna Gava on behalf of Anti-Corruption Coalition Uganda. Can we have our regional partners stand up also for recognition, because you did a great job. Our regional partners. These have been the men and women behind the nominations. Some of you have asked me questions of how you made it to the top list, and you're wondering how you've been nominated, and you're wondering how this happened. So these men and women were behind the mobilization and for the communities to nominate you as a men and women of integrity. So we are here today to celebrate men and women that have served this country in your respective capacities, like Marlon alluded to, under the political obligation. We also want to emphasize that there are politicians that still serve with integrity. There are politicians that are honest. There are politicians that will fulfill their pledges. So we really want to applaud you, the politicians. You've done a good job. So your being here is a sign that we still have hope in this country, that things can be better. And we hope that in the years to come, we really do not find your names appear in any of the corruption scandals or the messes. So we really want you to continue lighting the candle. And to the technical heads of institutions under the management category, I think you've been tempted enough with billions of monies, and yet you are paid poorly. But you've continued to serve this country. You've continued to maintain your trust, and you're serving the people of the local governments where you are posted by the Ministry of Local Government. So we want to recognize you for the good efforts. To the frontline service providers, we've seen in the list we have the Uganda Police represented, we have the Uganda Prison Services. Some of you could be wondering why they're here. So those are also in the category of frontline service providers, because they deal with the day-to-day affairs of Ugandans. So we are honored that the statements that have been spoken about you, the nomination forms, it gives us courage to know that we still have officers that understand. So one of the officers, I think, was talked about, she does not just stop you, she will explain the penalty. She will talk to you, tell you this is why I'm issuing you this receipt. And she will not ask you to give her any bribes, which is really not something so common with men in white or grey uniform. So we want to recognize you, and then also the Uganda prisons services. We also have the midwives. The midwives have done a good job in saving lives of mothers and their children. So we want to applaud you. The teachers, so you will realize as the profiles will be read to you, you have a different men and women that have served this country. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you, and at this moment I would request to stop here, and I will invite the moderator, I think, to make some administrative announcement. Let me do the administrative announcement. If you've not registered, please, you can walk slowly to the back of this room and ensure that you've registered on all the forms. And do not cause a commotion, because in a few minutes we'll be going live on NTV. So we do not want to see you caught on TV unaware. So I want to thank you, and hand over to Raymond. We'll turn it over to you. Thank you. God bless us.
Thank you so much, Richard. A round of applause for our chief guest. And I hope that all of you in this room will help and support. We've been joined by the audience from NTV Uganda. Thank you so much for joining us in this broadcast from wherever you're joining us across the country and across the world indeed. We are at the National Citizen Integrity Awards, which are organized by Action Aid Uganda and supported by the Ford Foundation. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you will clap and invite with me Dr. Elia Musasizi, who is our keynote addresser for today. So, Dr. Elia, the floor is yours.
Good evening to all of you. Good evening. I'm so glad to be here and to speak to us on integrity, which actually is one of the things that would save our nation, our children, our future, our institutions. I'm so glad that institutions like Action Aid, thank you so very much for taking the lead to honor people of integrity in this country. And all protocol observed, my name is Elia Musasizi. I'm the CEO of Sion Family Hospital and also work as a pastor to Resurrection Center Church in Sai. Integrity is your heart, is a person who has values. You are honest with yourself. Today, we don't have people who are honest. And yet, integrity is what makes you a person that will be valued in society, honored with your people, integrity with your wife, with your husband, with your children. Be honest with them. We start with our fathers. When you are a father with integrity and your child will ask you for something, you really say, I don't have. But we tell our children that, you see, I'm going to bring it, yet you know you don't have it. And then the evening, children don't forget, they will say, where is my thing? And then you fidget about the issue. So integrity is really being honest and having values like trust, fairness. You have respect and responsibility. And people with integrity are courageous. That's what we saw with her, telling us what she's doing in her community. She's courageous, knowing what she's doing is right, and she believes in what she's doing. And so she's sharing it with an authority. When we have integrity, it is a true culture of integrity in a work environment is when workers mean true with time. Are you available to work? You're asking for a job with someone in an organization, and you know your time is not there. You know you have maybe something that can stop you from a delivery. Why should you ask for that? Why should you take it up? And then at the end of the day, you are not giving results. Why should you take up a job from someone and they are paying you their money and then you have no returns? To be a person with integrity means to say no when no is no, and yes when yes is yes. And Uganda needs a people that will say yes, and a people that will say no when no is needed. And I want to thank the people that have been recognized this year as people of integrity. I would ask all of us to clap for them and to clap for us, the partners who are taking the lead in bringing integrity. And integrity will take away corruption. It will save us resources. It will mean too much to our nation. When you are in a work environment, in our society today, when people have integrity, they have values, they are meaning, yes, we give them names that are not appropriate. We said that one is a hard man, that one is a hard woman. She does not change her words, but you are going to cause her to change her values. And we give them names that try to demean what they really believe. If a man is in the place of work and has integrity for his marriage, sometimes we name them something. And then we mean that guy, maybe he was bewitched. No, it's not being bewitched. It's really being honest. He has his wife. She has her husband. Why should we not value them and esteem them to keep their job? So with integrity, we should really appreciate the people who have values and we know them. When you know someone at the place of work that have kept their values, why don't you appreciate them? Thank you for your keeping your values. Thank you for keeping your principles. Your timekeeper, we call them timekeepers. Those who are punctual time, then we say they are timekeepers. Why should you give them a name that actually makes them feel unsecure? Let's give them an environment where they feel secure, where they feel strong, and then they will be able to pass the information to others, and Uganda will be saved millions of shillings, and a lot of work will be done. Integrity means you have to be open with your preferences, with your time, with your abilities. If you can't manage to do something, why do you say, I can't do it? You know, I'm some weight. Why should I say I will lift 100 kilograms alone? I will be deceiving. And then I say, I have this budget to do the job. As a CEO and a pastor, I am so much into fundraising. And one of the ways that I've seen very, very profitable that brings results is when you have integrity and truth to what you believe. I remember we were running a fundraising for the hospital that we recently finished building, and an 8 billion one. And the people that came to fund, they gave me $200 to feed them, and I fed them with $630. I didn't make $200, so I gave them a balance. It was $90,000. And I said, we can't believe that. Is that true in this world? We've been everywhere. How can you give us back our balance? And they said, what are you planning on doing? And then I brought our budget, our proposals and everything. And I said, okay, we'll raise it. And in the process of raising, we reached somewhere we're building, and the work is changed. I had to carry on the responsibility of my deviation, my change. And they said, we are not funding the change. But I said, the change is mine, so I'm going to fund it. I had to raise a fund on the side to make sure that what has been given for their work must be completed fully. And when they sent the person to view the work, I don't know what was in their mind. They cried. They're like, We seem to have cheated you, but you've done so much. And through that, we have been able to get more than actually we had thought of getting if we had kept the 90,000 Uganda shillings. But in Uganda, who can give back a change? You can. Thank you so very much. Yeah, he can give back a change of the money that has been given to them. Why do you give a report that is inappropriate? Save the money for the next generation. We are not living for 1,000 years. You know, sometimes the reason why we actually live without integrity is because we have not understood wisdom. The Bible, which I believe David asked the Lord and says, Lord, teach me to number my days, that I may apply my heart to wisdom. I may know where I have reached in living, where I have reached in, am I still here for 1,000 years? No. So why should I stop a work that is going to help my grandchildren in the future because I needed to put some money in my pocket? Integrity means you respect yourself and others around you no matter where you are. Why should you see the work? And the leader looked at the quality of the work and said, I've not seen this work in this village. And when you reach there, you see it is real outstanding. Why? Why should I do something of less standard, yet you're the one managing it? It will be put on your name, because you're not going to live forever. They will say, so and so did this work, how could they do it? It will show with time. Be responsible for your actions, especially when you make a mistake. Can we say sorry? Can we say sorry to your spouse, to your children, to your boss, or to your supervisor, and you say, I'm sorry for what I've done? And know when you say sorry, people will take you serious. To say sorry is not a weakness. It's not being a fool or not knowing what to do. It is actually taking your responsibility for your mistake, and you carry it on to yourself. Make sound decisions even under high stress situations. A person with integrity, you will not be duped into anything. Why should you sign a document beyond your office time when you know it's needed tomorrow? Why are you rushing with it? And maybe you're very tired. You've not read through the whole thing. Take time. Take time, because someone will go through what you did and then they will say, you're implicated. And will you be able to defend yourself? And you say, I was. That's why we are hiring lawyers to defend our mistakes. Thank God for the lawyers, you're doing a great work. But you know, sometimes you are fighting for someone who already did their own problem. But that's your work anyway. You must be equipped to provide high quality service to your customers. Trustworthy, especially with classified information and high risk tasks. Today we have information leaking, especially those working in IT and computer, and then we have the Computer Misuse Act being drafted. Why should it be drafted if we have IT specialists who have integrity? You know, the information belongs to Action Aid, Why are you passing it on to USA? What is your agenda? Keep the classified information to where it belongs. And you don't need to share it with the people around. A person of integrity, you leave your workplace, and what was discussed there is what is kept there. And then when you're with other people, you discuss other matters. If you don't have what to say, it's not a problem. And they say, can you bring something to say? You say, no, I don't have something to say. You'll be still okay. You'll still be okay. Don't say something that is not worth. Integrity at work is taking the initiative. You negotiate your time honestly. When you have integrity and they tell you this is the work we have, see it very well and negotiate well. Why are you asking for 2 million when you know you are delivering the work of 5 million? Negotiate very well. Negotiate truly so that you don't cheat what is not yours. Because the 3 million, if you take a job at 2, you really need it. You really need it. And what will happen? You see how to work around and get it to yourself, and it won't be well in the day. Then finally, integrity is an issue of the heart. Number one, a recommendation to all of us, especially the teachers and the people, the chief executive officials, let's have the training to our children. Proverbs 22 verse number 6, it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he has grown up, he will not depart from it. If you can engage our children, teach them the value of yes, the value of no, the value of this is not mine, the value of don't take what is not yours, our children 10 years from now, 20 years from now, Uganda will be free from corruption. We will reduce the values by engaging our little children in the schools. And so Action Aid and partners, let's reach out to the schools and do programs that will help our children know how to fight corruption and be people of integrity. And then also empower our families. Empower our families. Our honorable MPs discuss ways on how we can have families settled. I know the work you're doing is so wonderful as a nation. And so we need to add on the family, where parents will speak truth to their children. And then also let's be a people and parents. All of us, I know we are parents somehow, somewhere. Be a person that will encourage your child to take that which is yours. If your child comes with something at home, why do you allow it there? And then today, our political environment is so high, especially in schools. You see kids competing, doing posters, flyers, and the parents are fun. And then we are giving them sweets to go and campaign. So shall we take away bribery during voting and campaign if we are encouraging it in our children? So let's take our children to speak. Let the values they hold, vote them in. Let's not what they carry in their hands, give them a position. They will need to recover it. They will know this is the way to go. And so when they are old, you're asking them for something, they will say, please, what I give you for what you need from me. And so let's have them stand to speak for what they have. If they are delivering a service to their fellow students, let them do it. Stay aligned with your personal and work values. Stay aligned with your personal and work values. Stay aligned. Stay online. Don't get this way and then this way. You know, we call it multitasking, but sometimes it's not integrity. You know, you will not deliver the other side. You know, you will not deliver either this side. So staying on the line will save you the future. And finally, in the Bible, David was a king of Israel. And the Bible says he walked perfectly with the Lord. And they say, except in the matter of Uriah and Bathsheba. That's the only thing that he did right. So the Bible had interpreted to say that this man did wrong, though he was very right. Was very right. But on the other side, even when he passed, it was written that all the days that will ever come, in his house thou shalt be a leader. Your integrity will speak for you even when you have gone. It will speak for you. It will speak for you even when you are long gone. The people will remember in our old days who are no longer here, and we are always quoting them, speaking about them. There's a value they lived for. There's something they upheld and kept it. Today we refer to them. Today we write about them. Today we quote them. They are an authority in their area of living. So wherever you are, in any aspect you are, be an authority of values. When you are long gone, we shall review your history, your profile, and it shall give you a standard of operating procedures for the work ahead. Yeah. I pray that we'll have only one person that will actually give us standard operating procedures in 2019. 2019. I hope some of you are going to be here in 2019. Yeah, so I pray you'll be the person that will give standard operating procedures for that season of life. When we might have long way gone, and the people are here, they will be referring to us. For God and my country, God richly bless you. Thank you for fighting corruption. Thank you for leading Uganda to a better place. Uganda shall grow. Uganda shall prosper. Uganda shall live without corruption if we all take the initiative and be a people of integrity. May God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I'm very excited to be here. Are you? Yes. Or you're anxious waiting for who has won? Everyone has won. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give gratitude to citizens across the country who've taken time to study men and women of integrity who are serving this wonderful country of ours in public office and who've taken their time to nominate them for their work. I would like to invite the members of the vetting committee present here to come here so that they are finally disclosed to the public now. But as they come, I want to say that they have done an amazing job across the country in different 15 sub-regions actually, and nationally. We received a total of 674 nominations, and the nature of the nominations is very competitive, but the criteria also set a very high bar, and they require that we ensure that all nominees consent to to their participation in this exercise, but also that they consent to public scrutiny, that in this process, as a competitor or as a nominee, you might be subjected to more scrutiny on information regarding your background, reference checks, access to publicly available information before they came to the national level. That is too not a mean task, but I can tell you the team had a lot of headache, and they are up to that task. I want to invite them to introduce themselves. They are of age. They will tell you their names and what they do for a living. At least they're not yet dead. So they will do that, and then we can proceed from there. Yes, please.
Reverend Goran Matovu. I hail from that Capital Corridor, district of Zimbabwe. First I trained as a social worker before I took up this ministry. I'm 69 years now. I want to thank God for all this long we have sojourned on this planet Earth. And I want to thank the promoters of this exercise who have entrusted us with this difficult task. This time around it has been competitive. We talk of politicians who want to know what they are doing, but because at the regional level, where these names originated, they had done some due diligence. For us, this time around was to read, compare their notes, see what we can also do. And I'm happy that this time we worked from different areas, but we took a lot of time in prayer, and God was with us. So we have been able to present to you those that we felt had done better than the other ones, but even those ones who scored less, we have gone through all these names to come to this conclusion. I want to thank you for supporting us.
Refuse me thinking that behind this man of us. So that's how the name is. I am a pathologist. I work in Bulago Hospital. My area of specialization is forensic pathology. Forensic pathology, I one time told somebody that for me I speak for the dead and I will speak the truth. This was a very challenging exercise because, integrity, you cannot define it in one word. Integrity is a sum of many things. It is about honesty, it's about upholding strong moral principles, it's about being upright, it's about being fair, truthful, trustworthy, sincere. One of my passions is teaching medical ethics to the medical students. And this is the kind of, the doctor you expect to be truthful to the patient, to uphold strong moral values. But this thing spreads across, integrity spreads across the whole, right from home to our workplace. So, I must say that, integrity is actually the same. Apologize, I had to challenge. I'll read the people who nominated some of you. The information they gave was so short, so brief, that it was a big challenge. to actually find out what they actually meant about you. So some of you did not score high, not because you're not people of integrity, but because the information that was provided to us, not what the levels are, to see what the right hand is doing. So some of you have done things of integrity, but you have kept them to yourselves. Now that one, you'll miss the one. Yeah. But I must here thank all of you that you were nominated first and foremost. You came to the selection, and those whom we have rated highly. I can only say that it is God who puts into your hearts and knows whether, whatever we've done, it's us. But the award you should look to win is integrity before God. Thank you very much.
Signed declaration of conflict of interest. And these awards go through a process. None of the people whom they considered is related to them, is associated with them. And also for us as organizers, ActionAid and the participating organizations, if there is by any chance any nominee is associated with any of our organizations, they are automatically disqualified. So they do not appear anywhere in that process. So that we try to make this process, one, citizen-led, but also safeguard the whole process from ensuring that it is advancing the purpose for which it is set. And now, I want us to go through the awarding, and I will invite the vetting committee to make announcements, and I will invite the team that side to carry the awards closer here as we go through that process. We're starting with the frontline service. Those who are the front lines, just so you know, the order is that all the 15 sub-regions nominated 3 top nominees and sent them. And out of that process, we are getting 3 frontline award winners, those who engage in frontline service to the community. And 2, we have the management obligation, those who are in management positions in public office. And the third and important dimension, which is necessary, is the political obligation, people serving in political office, and also 3 awards. So the second runners-up, the first runners-up, and the winner for that. And then all together we also have overall winners in this process. So in addition to those 3 categories, we have overall winners. Again, second runners-up, first runners-up, and the ultimate overall winner. And so the vetting committee is going to take us through
Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting with the frontline category. This we are looking at the head of the department, the education department, the police. Richard had highlighted that. So in this one, the frontline, we had the second runner was Ochen James. He is here. Then the first runner Ochen James. Chen James is not around. Doesn't he have a representative? A wife, a daughter, son, a friend, a neighbor?
We submitted such a name.
Sorry?
We submitted to that work from here. He has not yet arrived.
So, I think Action Aid is taking care of that.
So what we're hearing that Mr. Chen James from Lira is coming here, he's not yet made it here. He's not arrived. Okay.
Then the first runner was Akero Edith. Akero Edith. Someone resembling Akero Edith. So that is Akero, your people. Then the winner in this category was Dr. Morris Ocheda. Dr. Morris Ocheda, he is also from Western. Then, as he comes slowly, let's take this.
Reading the political list. Start by telling you something very little about politicians. You know, when there were three people: the doctor, the engineer, and the politician. And they wanted to know which was the first profession. So the doctor said, no, it is medicine, first profession. And his reasoning was that God removed a man's rib and created a woman and said, who else can remove the rib but a doctor? The engineer said, no, you have not read the Bible correctly. And he said, God created the earth out of chaos. There was nothing. It was that chaos that, and it is only an engineer who can make something beautiful out of chaos. And then the politician said, but who caused the chaos? So I will start with the second runner-up political, and this is Honorable Helen Adoa Abeto. You're not post chaos. And then the first runner-up is Honorable Cassiano Wadri Zaki. Is Honorable Cassiano Wadri with us? And then the winner in this category is Honorable Andrew Bariyanga Aobo.
Going also to, we are considering the management category. Now, this category management like these other categories we have had. So the second runner was Dr. Moses Wambi. And as he comes, the first runner was Bakaki Ronald Andrew. And the winner in this category of management is none other than Professor Baliba Weitzman. So those are the three categories that we first looked at.
Thank you so much. And now we are going to invite Mr. Musa Udoi, who works with the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, the Governance and Security Program, to come over and support in handing over the awards, as well as the Chief Accounting Officer for Kabarole, the District Chairperson for Kabarole District, who is also the Chairperson of ULGA, to come over and support in handing over. Please come over and help in handing over this. So we're going to start with, as read out, the second runners-up for the Frontline Service Award, representative of Mr. Ochen James. Congratulations to Mr. Ochen James. The next is the first runners-up in the Frontline Service, is Miss Akelo Edith. Congratulations. The representative of Ochen James, please, if you will come back here, we will need you to take a group picture. And then we have the winner in that category, Dr. Morris Ochueda. Can you support Dr.? Can you support? Dr. Morris Ochueda. Congratulations, Doctor. So if you could just step behind and we will soon invite you to take a good picture. And in the political category, we now invite in the second runner-up position, Honorable Helen Adoa Abeku. Congratulations, Honorable. It seems you are a familiar face. Here, what you are going, you are also a nominee. That shows some consistency. Congratulations. Please continue serving this country with integrity. This first runner-up, we need a representative for Honorable Cassiano Wadri. Congratulations to Honorable Cassiano Wadri. And the winner in the political obligation category is Honorable Andrew Barianga. Congratulations. That category's winner is thank you, the political obligation. And now we go to the management category. The management category, the second runners-up, we have Dr. Moses Wanda. Dr. Moses Wambi, not Wanda. My apologies. Congratulations, Dr. Wambi. And in the first runner-up position, we have Mr. Bakak Ronald Andrew. Overall award winners. And again, in this order, from the second runner-up or the third overall winner of the overall award, we have Honorable Cassiano Esati Wadri. From the political, he will be presented an award for being the third or the second runner-up overall winner. Congratulations again to Honorable Cassiano Wadri in absentia. Runner-up, who is Honorable Andrew Barianga Aja. He is the overall first runners-up. Honorable, congratulations. And the overall winner for the National Citizens Integrity Awards 2023, we have Professor Balunywa. Congratulations, Professor. Congratulations. I think now the awardees can take a seat.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Xavier and the vetting committee. Mr. Kemba Chris. As Mr. Kemba comes, Dr. Iriama Alice. Good. Ms. Asimwe Doro, as Dr. Iriama comes. Alice. The doctor as usual takes precautions. Thank you, Dr. Iriyama. Sasimwe Doro. Ms. Angusia Josephine. I think I will need the Okoyora officers, you come. I think we can do better than that for the officers. So the people that nominated you were glad that you were serving them well. Sarah Nuguchire. Sarah Nuguchire. As she comes, Ms. Nabrobi Susan. Yeah, Nabrobi Susan. We'll move on. Ms. Agawa Annette. Is Agawa Annette here? Under frontline, these are frontline service providers. Ms. Nabi Senke Christine. Do you have Christine Nabi Senke? And finally, under frontline, Kalitunsi Boaz. Nabi Senke Christine. Thank you. She's a midwife, right? Yeah, she's a midwife, if I remember her profile. She's done a good job in a Bunyoro sub-region. So, okay, under management obligation, we have Bishop Ruben Chisembo, Mr. Esseru Paul as Bishop comes. We have Mr. Esseru Paul. And again, we have Mr. Lokuda Luke. As Mr. Lokuda comes, so one of the real chief administrative officers, Mr. Bantwalamu Richard. Mr. Bantwalamu Richard, the book down. Mr. Ikara, that is Bantwalamu Richard. And we have Luke Lokuda. Mr. Ikara John Michael. With Engineer Bradbria Anthony. Zephania Kato. Engineer Bradbria Anthony, Zephania Kato, Irene Namuiga, Dr. Noki Charles, Miss Annette Kapurima, Miss Annette Kapurima, Mr. Magezi Godfrey, Mr. Kaesi Samuel, Annette Kapurima there. Thank you for your good service. Mr. Magezi Godfrey, the Dr. Noki Charles. Mr. Magesi, then will be followed by Mr. Karesi Samuel. Mr. Karesi Samuel, Mr. Longolio John. Mr. Longolio John is the town clerk, Nabinatuk. Mr. Kidon Mathias. And Mr. Kule Joseph Kingoma. Once Mr. Kule Joseph Kingoma comes, let's also invite under the political obligation the representative.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.